On this episode, we're going to review, of course, more of New Japan Pro Wrestling Summer Struggle. But as you know, we're now getting closer to the end before we go to Wrestle Grand Slam at the MetLife Dome in Yokohama. But also, we got NXT UK. As we know, we got a brand new NXT UK champion. But also, the Heritage Cup number one contendership is still continuing with their opening round matches, but also the special match between Jinny and Aiofe Valkyrie, where Joseph Connors is in the cage. We even got, of course, Impact Wrestling in their fallout after Emergence, but also, as you know, Christian Cage is still the Impact Wrestling World Champion. But also going to review you guys a previous past event by my favorite Yoshi promotion, Stardom. This is part of their Cinderella tour that happened back, of course, in April. So we're going to do that. But also got some news updates regarding NWA Empowerrr and, of course, GCW with two particular wrestlers. So let's get started with another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, Jay right here. So, like I said, we still got more on the summer struggle for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and it's coming to an end. We only got one more to go, and then after that, we have to wait until Wrestle Grand Slam at the MetLife. So the opening match is once again the Young Lions. Of course, it's Fujita and Iowa, if I pronounced it right. If not, someone slap me silly. Better yet, I'll do it myself. So anyway, once again, we have those Young Lions, fresh new Young Lions. Like, I hate to say this, that I'm going to miss many of the ones from, of course, Yuya Umura, Yoda Suji. I'm trying to figure out who else. I haven't seen Gabriel Kidd for quite some time, but it's pretty interesting to see brand new Young Lions. So they could show us some new things that we may not expect from them, but it is part of the process. But however, the match itself was pretty good, but it ended once again for a third time in a row. A time limit draw. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's probably they should have just have somebody be a winner. I'm not sure, but that is New Japan's call, and I can't argue with that, one way or the other. Now, the next match we have Master Wato and Hiroyoshi Tenzan taking on Tomi Akihama and Robbie Eagles. Now, in this particular match, there are now becoming more and more dissension between both Wato and Robbie. The reason I say this, as you know, Robbie Eagles is the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. Master Wato, he himself is a Junior Heavyweight contender. Now, do I think he's a suitable wrestler to face for the title? I would say, if it was me, yes. Now, keep in mind, not a lot of the Junior Heavyweight contenders have been able to continue on. As you know, we've seen so far, it's Bushi, Kanemaru Despi, El Fantasma, Taiji Shimuri, Sho and Yo, and of course many others. But the real question remains, who will be the lucky contender to face right now Robbie Eagles? We do know Hiromu wants to challenge Robbie Eagles for the title, but nothing yet. It's still unclear when he'll be medically cleared to get back in the ring, but he will be back soon. But I have to say, this match kind of proved another point. It was Tenzan that picked up the victory. But however, it was the whole rivalry between Wado and Robbie Eagles that may start a spark if Wado will be the one contender to challenge for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. And that's something I definitely would want to see. Next match, we got Tiger Mask teaming up with the number one contenders for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles. We got Chaos members Yoshihashi and Yogi Goto taking on Suzuki-gun, Doiki, Taichi, and Zack Sabre Jr. Now, keep in mind the last few matches it showed they were in a losing streak, but this time it went back into Suzuki-gun's favor when Zack Sabre applied his submission move onto Tiger Mask, showing Goto and Yoshihashi they will not tolerate them and they will not be ignored. And however, they are telling them, you will not take these titles. You don't even earn these titles one way or the other. That's always been the thing with them. They believe that they're there to purify the tag team division, even though many others believe that they're not. The next match we have once again Suzuki-gun members Minoru Suzuki, Kanemaru, and Despy taking on the other members of Bullet Club, El Fantasma, Chaiji Shimuri, and Yado. Now, last time Fantasma ran scares because you do not want to mess with the king himself. If it was me, I would definitely run, and I'll probably pack my suitcase and get out of there and go to a hotel that he cannot find me. But however, once again, Bullet Club shows how their dominance, mostly coming from both the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. I'm talking about Ishimori and El Fantasma. But once again, the sudden death happened. This time on Despy. Now, it's only a matter of time until all the junior heavyweight contenders that had to deal with El Fantasma may get exposed. But we'll see when that day comes. Now, our main event was United Empire, Khan and Cobb taking on Satoshi Kojima and Okada. Once again, Cobb is showing his dominance that he's willing to destroy Okada once and for all, and that's always been the game plan for them ever since Okada beat Will Ospreay back in Wrestle Kingdom. But however, we'll see what happens when they face off both Cobbs and Okada in the MetLife for Wrestle Grand Slam in Yokohama, and I'm excited for that particular event. So we only got one more show to go with New Japan Pro Wrestling Summer Struggles, and then we'll take a little bit of a break for a week or so until we get to Wrestle Grand Slam. Alright, so NXT UK, as you know, we got a brand new NXT champion. We're talking about Ilya Dragunov. Well, he's not there right now, as you know. He should be on his way back to the UK with the belt in tow. Don't know when he'll be. I don't know what's the restrictions down in the UK, but that doesn't matter. I'm happy that he won the title. But, as you know, we got this show going on, so let's take a look. The opening match was Aiofe Valkyrie versus Jinny. This time, Joseph Connors was going to be in a steel cage match to stay out of the match. However, Jinny's determined to prove that Aiofe Valkyrie was a fraud ever since she lost the match to Meiko Satomura. Now, Aiofe Valkyrie is willing to accept her loss, but Jinny thinks she's pathetic. She's not that dominant she claims, because the fashionista is saying she is more worthy than everyone else. But however, during the beginning of the match, they tried to lock her in the steel cage, but however, the tides were turned. But this match was so brutal, not even Jinny could handle it. But there was a brief moment where Aiofe Valkyrie hurt herself, but the match continued on, where Aiofe Valkyrie was trying to prove that no matter what Jinny thinks of her, it's not what she thinks, or she's proving her wrong. And that's exactly what she did. She proved her wrong when she pinned her 1, 2, 3. But the real question remains, is this rivalry over? Well, to answer that question, I don't know. But if it doesn't, then we're going to go Once again, with WWE repeating old rivalries, which it gets boring sometimes. But we'll see where they're going to go after this. Now, as you know, the women's division in the NXT UK brand are now trying to find ways who will be the lucky recipient to challenge Meiko Satomura for the NXT UK women's title. However, as you know, Meiko Satomura's protege, Amelia McKenzie. Now, some of you are saying, why is Amelia is by her side? If you guys know this, before she went full time with NXT UK, she actually worked with, did some tours with Sendai Girls, which is Meiko Satomura's promotion. She was under her guidance. She learned from her, and it's great now that Meiko is in NXT UK with her. So she's now being her little, what people say, her little project. But I like to call her the young girl because she's learning under Meiko Satomura. But however, once again, Meiko has to get in the face of, well, should I say, this person decided to continue on the challenge for the title, and that is the French Hope, Amelia. As you all recall, Amelia thought she could get rid of Sarah Lee to get a shot of the title, and she even challenged for it, and she lost big time. But Amelia decided to stand up for her, knowing she has her back. But however, Amelia will not tolerate, but she's willing to challenge Amelia one way or the other. Now, this next match is the opening rounds for the NXT Heritage Cup tournament. We have Kenny Williams and Aaron Carter. Now, the first round ended up in 0. Second round ended up in Kenny Williams' favor. Then the third round into Oliver Carter. I think it was Oliver Carter. And then finally, the round ended up in Kenny Williams' favor, but he once again weaseled his way the tricks to ensure he remains in the tournament. Not even the ref saw what he did. He used a bottle of water that is metallic and hit it in the turnbuckle to knock Oliver Carter out. So one way or the other, if Kenny Williams continues with his antics like this, sooner or later he will be removed and he will not get another opportunity ever again. Now, as you know, Mina Samuels, we haven't seen her for a while. She made her appearance until she got her butt kicked by Amel, and then she beat Amel in the match. Now she's asking for a match, and this time she asked Sid Scala to set her up. And this time, this is one match I don't think she is fully prepared, and Sid Scala put her in a match against, wait for it, Blair Davenport. She walks away and started, "Ah!" Yeah, basically her worst nightmare. I thought it was funny. It feels like, give me 1 minute, close the door, or you put a pillow in your face and you know you want to scream loud. It felt that way, but I thought it was so good with that. Now, we have witnessed for a while the sudden changes of Isla Dawn. She took a watch from Amelia Kenzie, and now she took a piece of hair from Danny Luna and put it in this little box. I don't know if this is like a memento. I don't know, but it's nuts. I don't know what's going on in her head, but I don't want to find out. Now, our main event is a final chapter type of match between Rampage Brown and Joe Coffey in a knockout or submission. I have to say, what a great match. I think this showed a lot of character between both of them. Who is the most dominant? I mean, look, Joe Coffey, I don't know how many times he's been trying to get the NXT UK title, but it showed he is tough. But however, Rampage Brown is the more tougher individual in NXT UK, and he won by ref's decision. It was a great match. I have to say, pretty darn good. Can't wait to see what's going to happen next week. But for right now, I think that's how we end NXT UK and move forward right now. Okay, so we got Impact Wrestling. We're dealing with the fallout from Emergence from last Friday. The opening match was Chris Sabian versus Sami Callihan. Now, this match in particular was set up because Sami Callihan was upset with Christian when he took his moment. Now, the match was pretty good. As we know, Sami's predictable. He knows how to do it, but Chris Sabian, he is very athletic, very faster than him, and that's how he was able to pick up a victory against Sami. But, however, the party did not last long. They were attacked by none other than Moose. Moose hasn't forgotten what Callihan did at Emergence. If you recall, he whacked him with the chair, but apparently he blames him for that. But out of the blue, his old rival, Eddie Edwards, shows up and give him a helping hand. Now, last time, Callihan helped Eddie, and then Eddie decides to help him. So, don't know what's going on, but in an interview, it was more like, we're even. We don't need to do this anymore. And of course, Sami's trying to make a joke out of it. But do I think we're seeing Impact Wrestling working an angle where now we're going to see bitter enemies could become friends? I don't know. But that would be a fantastic story to follow. I can't wait to see that. Now, Taylor Wilde, as you know, has been dealing with Tennille Dashwood and recently Madison Rayne. She requested a 3-on-1 handicap match, so she decided to challenge them alone. Some people think she must be out of her mind, but this is what she requested. Now, as you know, we're getting closer and closer to NWA Empowerrr, which is one of the most interesting pay-per-views we got. An all-female promotion. Mickie James was there to hype people up. Once again, Deonna Purrazzo, who will not tolerate Mickie James for blaming her for stealing her moment when she regained the TNA, the Impact Knockouts title. However, she decided to say, you didn't beat Melina. It was Matthew Winroll. But once again, Deonna Purrazzo tries to kick her ass, believing that she is the most dominant one. But however, Mickie James warned her. She knows Melina. She's predictable. And she will eventually win. But once the brawl became happen, even Matthew Winroll decides to get involved. But Trey Miguel came to the rescue, took care of him. And then, of course, Melina shows up to deal with Deonna Purrazzo. Now, it's now been told Matthew Winroll is not allowed to be involved in this. So basically, Deonna is on her own. But do we think she has some tricks up her sleeve? Maybe. But we'll see what's going to happen in NWA Empowerrr. Now, as you know, we have Chris Bay, the latest addition for the Bullet Club, taking on David Finlay. Now, the real question does remain, who attacked Juice Robinson? It may not take a rocket scientist to figure it out. It had to be Chris Bay. That's what Bullet Club does. But however, innocent until proven guilty. It's your word against him. So it kind of fits that way. But I have to say, Chris Bay really, really now is making headways as a member of Bullet Club, and his new shirts are out on Shop Impact. I'm assuming it's also going to be on Pro Wrestling Tees. I'm definitely going to get one myself because I collect Bullet Club shirts. I still don't got the full set, so I'm going to get all of that. So don't ask me which ones I have. Well, I could tell you. I got the original one. Well, not the one with the name, but I got the Villain Club, Super Kick Party Club, Young Bucks, Kenny, but you know what I mean. But however, Chris Bay stole this one when he used the ring ropes for his advantage to win a match, which is typical Bullet Club style, how they always win. And that fits Chris Bay perfectly. So I think having him as an addition of Bullet Club fits well. Now, we get an interview with Josh Alexander. As you know, he retained the Impact X Division title. He did stated that he wants more competition. Doesn't matter who or where. Next week, he's going to set up an open challenge for the X Division title. So this is going to be a very interesting story that I definitely got to pay attention with. Now, Christian Cage, as you know, retained the title against Brian Myers. He's not stupid. He knows he's facing Ace Austin, the number one contender and the youngest competitor to ever try to challenge for the title. But as soon as he tried to continue on, he gets a visit from Tommy Dreamer. Now, Tommy Dreamer apologized for the things he's done, but however, he decided to put whatever it was going on in his chest to the side. As you know, he did not like the idea of Kenny Omega showing up in his territory winning that title. He knew from the start it was going to cause a problem, including with Don Callis. But having Cage do it, he felt it's just right. And of course, he said he would like to challenge Christian Cage in the future. But however, I don't know where the inevitable one. Of course, Ace Austin showed up, saying that he matter of time that he will gain that title. But Christian, he's not gonna let him do that. So that's we're gonna see. But it ended with a brawl between Dreamer, Christian against Austin, and Madman Fulton. Now, as you know, Violent by Design are not in a happy mood. Rhino lost the rematch type to regain the tag team titles. However, they will not tolerate failure. So apparently he's going to be baptized again. So we'll see what they're going to go with that. Now, Ace Austin decided to get into Scott D'Amore's office to deal with this situation. But however, he decided, okay, you get Dreamer. But however, if he beats you, we're putting him in a triple threat match at Victory Road, which is the next upcoming pay-per-view. Austin did not like that, but he has no other choice. Now we get to the 3-on-1 handicap between Taylor Wilde versus The Influence, Tennille Dashwood, Madison Rayne, and Caleb with the K. Now, Taylor Wilde did a pretty good job trying to take her on her own, but it was way too much for her to handle, and it did allow for the Influence to win the match, but they decided to continue the beatdown on her, and of course she was saved by none other than the former Knockouts Tag Team Champions, Rachel Ellering and Jordynne Grace, and it was now been confirmed for next week. We're going to have The Influence, Tennille, Madison, and Caleb versus Taylor Wilde, Rachel Ellering, and Jordynne Grace. This is going to be one heck of a match that I cannot wait to see more. Now, we saw an interview with Brandi Lauren, who we all seen. If you guys know, she was recently released from WWE. However, her first match since being released was against Melina. She wanted to give her thoughts about that match, but apparently she was being stalked by none other than Kimberly and Su Yung, and who knows where they took in her. I wouldn't be surprised if she becomes an undead bride, because that's what happened with Kimberly. Now, I did not see Beyond the Impact where TJP was challenging Steve Maclin. Steve Maclin was about to get away with everything, but of course Petey Williams came to save the day. TJP was not happy about it, but of course Petey Williams said, look, we need each other. We know we can handle this. So basically he's like saying, look, I know you have follow-up, but right now you're on your own. Which fits perfectly, but we'll see where they're going to go. Now, Cardona, as you know, he had to deal with Narit Raju and Shera, but this time, as you know, Shera will not hit a woman, but Chelsea Green decided to put themselves in a tag team match. So basically, this is going to be a very big predicament for Shera. He will not hit a woman, but anything could happen. And it's going to be a hot mess, everybody. Now, the next thing we have is an interview with Tasha Steelz, who was not happy with things that happened in Emergence, where she and her team lost. Volleyball tried to make amends with her, but saying, look, you deal with the Knockouts Tag Team Champions, we'll deal with Taurus and Crazy Steve. That work? She wouldn't give her straight answer, but her answer is, we'll see. So basically, he wants to align himself with her. So we'll see where they're gonna go with that. Now our main event is the Good Brothers versus Willie Mack and Rich Swann. This has tag team titles implications, and it was a pretty good match. But however, Rich Swann was able to win the match, and this puts them in line for tag team title shot. However, the Good Brothers did not like this whatsoever, and of course they attacked both Swann and uh, Mac in order to ensure they will be not make it to whenever they're going to challenge them. But this is going to be an interesting match to follow. So I think that's pretty much it I got with Impact Wrestling. Can't wait to throw in more. Right now, let's move forward with my favorite Yoshi promotion. I'm talking about Stardom. Alrighty, so right now we got Stardom. They did an event back on the 17th of April for their Cinderella tour in Takasaki. I don't know where that is, but that's what it is from the title of it. It was only 5 matches that were involved in this. Now, they did not have the actual tournament in this one, but they just decided to throw in a tour for everyone. Opening match is Lady C versus Mina Shirakawa, who is my woman crush, as people should know now. I think she's beautiful, but anyway, Mina Shirakawa really put up a good fight because, as you know, Lady C is bigger and taller than her. Now, I don't. Mina had to use other tactics to win. She pulled off. This was the first time where she pulled off a diving elbow drop onto Lady C, allowing herself to pin her. And 1, 2, 3, she won her match. The next match we have Odatai, consistent of Rina and Konami, taking on the other members of Cosmic Angels. I'm talking about Unagi Sayaka and Tam Nakano. Now, this is one of those matches. If you guys know Konami, she is a submission demon. She'll put you in a submission no matter what. And luckily, Tam tried to not get herself be put up in a submission no matter how Konami tried. Even Unagi tried to ensure she will never be humiliated by Konami, but she was able to overcome it until she put Rina in the submission move and forced her to tap out. So the Cosmic Angels won this particular match, but we'll see in the upcoming ones that we will follow what happens then. Now the next match we have DDM, Donna Demondo, Natsupoi, Himeka, and Maika taking on Queen's Quest, Hina, um, Saya Kamitani, and Utami Hayashishida. It was a pretty good match on this one, but however, it's the combined forces with Natsupoi, Himeka, and Maika that made the difference. The reason I say this, Natsupoi is the high speed uh, wrestler and the champion. Um, Himeka is the big powerhouse, and Maika is more of the submission. So it felt natural that these three would win, and that's exactly what they did to make a statement that this is their domain. The next match we have is a tag team. We got Queen's Quest other members. We got Azumi Momo Watanabe, or as they know as Momo Az, taking on DDMs and the current goddesses of Stardom tag team champions, Julia and Sudi. This match was so unbelievably awesome because, as you know, Sudi and Julia are trying to make the tag team division in Stardom be what it is. But however, the match was unbelievably good. But frankly, it ended in a time limit draw. Neither competitor win, so basically they're back to square one on this. But we'll see who'll be the lucky contenders to take on the goddesses of Stardom champions. But we'll see for that. The main event, we have Oda Tai, consistent of Ruka, Fukigen Dev, and Atsuko Tora taking on Stars, Hanan, Starlight Kid, and Mayu Iwatani. The war between Stars and Odatai continues to escalate, including right now, since I'm a little bit behind. It showed how Odatai are being serious, that they will do whatever it takes to destroy Stars, one way or the other. They even gloat that they obtained Fukigen Death ever since that immolation in Yokohama Dream Cinderella in spring, but this is not over for Natsuko Tora, but we'll see where they're going to go from there. And of course, it was their cheating ways to allow them to win the match, one way or the other. So the real question is, can Stars hold their ground? We'll just keep on finding out when I review more of their events. Alright, welcome to the news updates right here. Right now, let's start with the latest NWA Empowerrr. As you know, we are already getting a stack of women appearing at NWA Empowerrr this coming Saturday. 4 more names have been announced for them. It's still unclear whether they're going to be on the Invitational Cup or the Tag Team Tournament. So here are the names. We got Sky Blue, Christy Janes, Kenzie Page, and Paola Mayfield being accompanied by Terrell. I have to say, this is a pretty good list. I like Sky Blue and Christy Jane. I met Christy Jane about 2 years ago, and she's one heck of a person. I enjoy talking to her, and she's really fun. I even leave comments on her Instagram and Facebook, but I'm pretty much happy that she's in it. So Sky Blue, Kenzie Page, I only seen her a few times on NWA. But as for Paola Mayfield, I don't know who she is, but hopefully I get a better idea when we watch NWA Empowerrr. I can't wait to see that. So hope you guys get your popcorn and soda ready. If you guys want to see this, you can either see it on Fight TV, or you can watch it on, of course, Watch Pro Wrestling, Watch Wrestling LA, or Wrestling Network, whatever. It's streamed live. Now the last update news is coming from GCW. It's now been announced that Jake Atlas, who was recently released from WWE, has now been booked for a GCW appearance on September 5th, which is ironically the day of All Out, and I can't wait to see that one. He's going to be wrestling for the GCW's Effie's Big Gay Brunch. Now, if you guys know this or not, Jake Atlas in real life, he is gay. Not criticizing anybody, but this is one of those events where Effie likes to bring on homosexual wrestlers to have a little fun, show the world, yeah, gay people, it doesn't matter if it's a woman or a girl, woman or a guy who are homosexual, are allowed to be wrestlers, and that is something that it's fun to understand. Now, let's continue more with GCW. It's been announced that the King is coming to GCW for many events. I'm talking about Minoru Suzuki. It's been announced that he will be wrestling and being on particular events. He'll be in LA for the 17th of September, New York City on the 24th of September, the 10th of October in Atlantic City, and the 25th of October in LA. However, in the 17th of September, he will be facing Jonathan Gresham, which is going to be a classic match. And of course, for the New York, he got Homicide. And that's pretty much what happened. I'm excited for Minoru Suzuki. I can't wait to see who he's going to wrestle in the other 2 events. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch him. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed me reviewing everything else and giving you guys the news updates. Coming up, we got the last of the Power Summer Struggle event. This is going to be the last one before we jump into Wrestle Grand Slam at the MetLife Dome in Yokohama. We even got AEW Rampage, which is going to be awesome. We even got 205 Live, and of course, don't forget New Japan Strong for Day 2 of Summer Struggle USA. I'm excited for all of it. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you and do so. Goodbye. Mwah. And have a nice day. Bang.